Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, today we will be reviewing Star Trek. So, we'll be talking, like I said just a moment ago, about Star Trek. Primarily the first series, which involves 3 seasons, I believe. Well, 3 box sets. Let's see. Season 1, Season 2. Anyway, the first 3 seasons are a little bit different. I'd say that, especially, the thing about Star Trek that makes it so special in my mind is that it was directed independently by, well, not completely independently, but each episode kind of had its own director. Sometimes they do other episodes, but it allowed for the stage to really be set however the writer wanted it to be. And this allowed for more freedom, and it developed a unique diversity in between the episodes versus the usual system where you have, one person's script being directed, and it kind of becomes monotonous because you're not getting other people's thoughts in it, and it kind of weakens the overall episode, in my opinion. It's an inevitable fact. You're going to run out of twists and plots eventually that you can personally come up with. Eventually, though, if you throw in a bunch of other people, it makes it so much better. And that's kind of what they did. The other thing that they did is they, basically, most episodes are organized almost in an act-play scenario, where, you have your first act, you have your second act, and you have your third act. And it's almost constant, though, even though they're switching directors, which is kind of neat. The thing about discussing it is that the acting, you can debate how well the acting was that took place was or was not good. I'd say that in a way it harkened back to an earlier era. Once again, the acting is less made for TV and more almost like a play. It's almost like if you were going to go to a dinner and show, and this is just a really well-produced one. Something that always has to be mentioned whenever you're talking about Star Trek is the technology and the elaborate concepts they throw together. And it's miraculous how much of the stuff that they talk about that was like pie in the sky, never will happen, actually did occur or is occurring. Of course there's some things like teleporting that, you can teleport like a molecule. But the other thing that you need to discuss about, it's miraculous how accurate and correct they were about the technology that they talked about, which they deserve incredible credit. And some people say that they helped inspire eventual creations, which I think that, one idea, when people think the same idea, it usually doesn't mean that they're stealing from somebody. Of course, what's the other aspect of it? The fan base. One of the bad things, and I'm sure somebody will comment something that I've said incorrectly, because the fan base in Star Trek is incredibly loyal, and they in a way they should be admired for their zeal, but at the same time they are a cult of their own. It's almost like a cult following, where there's people that know everything about the various compartments of the spaceship and, which episode's which, and, incredibly zealous fans. I mean, it really is a cult classic, only, it has it's an entire series. This, to a certain extent, extends into the next generation, but I'd say that part of the thing that the next generation lost was the ability to have so many different, it kind of lost that kind of, play atmosphere. It became more of a serial drama, which isn't bad, but it was kind of what was magical about the first 3 series, at least to me. Of course, lots of people like later on, the later series. I mean, frankly, I don't like the movies. I'm sorry, I don't. And I'd say that there are some of the episodes are hit and miss, you know, when it comes down to it. There's some episodes that are kind of corny too. Like, I mean, there's an episode where they basically end up on some distant planet, or I don't know. I don't even want to go into it. But the point is that there are some corny episodes. There are some episodes that, you know, are kind of weak. But at the same time, the episodes that they get right are so amazing that it's why it has a loyal fan base. The set was incredible to a certain extent because of how hard it was to make it. Which, you know, you look at the set now, it doesn't look that incredible. But, I mean, you got to remember that, I mean, like, with the doors, they have 2 sliding doors in the show. And basically, there's 2 people who were closing and opening them. You know, that wasn't, like, automatic. I don't even know if they had automatic doors back then. They might not have. And I don't know if they did or not. What else to say about it in this kind of quick video about it? One thing that is classic about the series that I really did like is that if they ever went to a planet and a character had to die, they'd always give them a red shirt. Always. It's formulaic. I mean, you know, there might be somebody who gets wounded, but, you know, if they send like 5 people, there'll be like one with a red jacket, and that character, you know, is going to die. As long as they're not one of the recurring characters, for the most part, until you get into the movies, and then, oh, wait, did they really die? What else? I'd say the other thing about the series, like, I don't even want to call it Star Trek, but I mean, it did eventually cause, I don't want to say spin-offs, but, you know, it inspired so many kind of space-age series or influenced them. Maybe even not purposefully, but it did so much to influence the industry that it almost created the industry in on itself. You know, the whole, you know, space series kind of thing. Past, you know, the classic series like Lost in Space and the such. But, what else about the series? One thing that is weird about the series from a modern standpoint is the Cold War element, because you don't realize how important the Cold War and how much it bled into popular culture until, you know, you watch a few of these episodes. There's almost always, you know, the communist side, or, you know, they're dealing with nuclear war, they're dealing with race relations, or, you know, it's amazing how how much the culture bled into the series. For a series that's really out of this world, no, that really has nothing to do with the planet Earth. When you get down to it, I mean, it's like everybody left the planet Earth and da-da-da-da-da. As far as the modern Star Trek movies, or movie, I assume they're going to make a sequel. I think they are. I remember reading something about that. But the new movie, I thought, wasn't bad, but once again, it just didn't have the same magic as the first series. I mean, I'm just saying. I only buy series I like, and I own the first 3 seasons or 2 seasons, or it's kind of a debate. Well, no, it's not really a debate. I'm blanking on if there's 2 or 3. Sorry, Star Trek fans. If you want to leave a note below, I acknowledge I am not a zealous fan. In fact, I should not be talking in front of you guys. But, what else? What's fascinating about the series also is that and people play, well, the stuff that they made about the series, it wasn't as merchandised, I guess is what I'm saying. It came before the major before they made products for movies in general. You know, there were some, but not as many post-Star Wars, or pre-Star Wars. Antebellum Star Wars. I don't know. Or I guess it'd just be Antebellum. Anyway, the series is good. You should check it out. If I was going to give the rating of Star Trek, it'd be, I think I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. And I only give it an 8 out of 10 because usually I don't give out 10s or 9s. I don't know why. I should probably just give it a 9. I'll give it 8.5. Or 8 3/4. Yeah. But it's kind of like one of those shows where you either like it or if you don't. If you don't like it, there's enough variations and new series that have come out that are spawns of it in different forms that you probably do like some variation of it. Like, I mean, if you saw The Next Generation or any of the other series, you'd probably like it. Or like them. Because, you know, they vary so much. You know, you got one where they're just on a station, basically. You got, I mean, you have all different kinds of alien societies. It's fascinating. It's like traveling the world without leaving your house. Or your room. Anyway. So, yeah, you should watch the series if you haven't. But if you have, I comment, rate again, too, because I didn't mean to say it twice. Anyway, comment, rate, subscribe, you know the deal. I don't know what else to say. It's an amazing series. In a way, I don't want to say anything else because it's so amazing that me talking about it undermines the overall amazingness of the series. But yeah, that's basically it. So, have a good day. Bye.